The old Ryan Garcia is back. He just suffered a huge upset against Rolly Romero for the WBA welterweight title. Going into this fight, Ryan was on top of the world. Even though he was out for a year after testing positive for steroids after his massive beatdown on Devin Haney, his brand has grown tremendously. The whole main reason for that entire card last night was to really build up that rematch for him and Devin Haney later on in the year. Haney was fighting a tune-up with Ramirez, and well, Ryan was supposed to be fighting a tune-up with Rolly. We knew who Rolly was, a goofy fighter who could bang, right? Definitely has some power, but I didn't think he had enough in him to beat a guy like Ryan. I thought Rolly was starting to become more of a journeyman boxer. I just did not expect him to knock down Ryan and then win 9 to 10 rounds against him. But that knockdown in the second round is really what ruined it for Ryan. He became scared to throw punches. We also knew that Ryan Garcia is a one-trick pony. Incredible left hook, probably the best left hook in boxing, but no defense, no footwork. Okay, always letting that right hand down, open for left hooks from the opponents. Big hooks to the opponents. Open that body a lot, right? Very one-dimensional fighter, but incredible left hand, which got him so far, which got him all this popularity, which got him that massive beatdown win against Devin Haney. So I thought taking that year off, he could work on those skills working with Derek James, who a lot of people are starting to blame. Of course, with Derek James's past, I get it. His past ain't the best with the fighters he's been training and they've been losing. But with this one right here, with this Rolly fight, Ryan versus Rolly fight, I can't really blame Derek James. He was telling Ryan the right things to do. All right, let his hands go. Derek James was throwing more punches in between rounds trying to coach Ryan than Ryan was actually throwing in the actual fight. Okay, Derek James, I was listening to him, right? What he was telling Ryan. Be confident. You gotta throw the jab. You gotta throw the jab. You gotta set the punches up. You can't just look for that one punch knockout. He was telling Ryan basic stuff, which I agreed with, what to do. And Ryan didn't do it. You can't blame the corner for that. That was mainly on Ryan. And it goes back to that one-trick pony stuff, right? Ryan just looking for that one-punch knockout, looking for that hook. Majority of the time he succeeds, but eventually when you keep leveling up, when you get in the higher weight classes, because once again this is at 147, that setting up for one punch ain't gonna work. Okay, you're definitely not Canelo, right? You gotta jab, you gotta jab, you gotta jab. You can't just wait for that big one punch. And that really happened the rest of the fight. Okay, he would start to throw more jabs, Ryan was. He's fast hands regardless, whether it's the hook or not, but he really just throws the hook. Has a really good jab and was landing really good for Rolly after those next couple rounds after his knockdown. And then from rounds like 6 to 12, I mean, Ryan just did not seem like he cared. After the fight, he did not seem like he cared either. Before we continue, I'm going to give a shout out to my sponsor. That's Hayabusa, some of the best boxing equipment out there. Make sure to use the code ALEXD, ALEXD, to get 10% off. That's all caps. So, I don't know. What's next for Ryan Garcia? This whole card was to really hype it up. Haney versus Garcia, the rematch later on in the year. I mean, this is the most anticipated rematch that boxing all around the world has been waiting for, okay? We knew, okay, well, Ryan has this skill to beat Haney, but does it really count? It has an asterisk. He tested for positive, right? So much trash talk between Ryan and Haney, so much trash talk between the fans, so much trash talk between the promotional companies, the corners, the teams, right? The dads, so much trash talk. This was looking for another big rematch, okay? Probably $1 million pay-per-view buy rematch. And this throws it off now because Haney had a terrible performance, even though he won, completely gun-shy. Make sure to check out my video on that recap. Completely gun-shy, looked terrible. And then Ryan Garcia not only looked terrible, but lost. Okay, so it kind of messes things up. What's next for Ryan? I think he should actually go for that Rolly rematch because I really think that Ryan could beat Rolly. Listen, shout out to Rolly Romero. Goofy fighter. Nothing against him, okay? But he ain't that good. He ain't that good. I made a video last week how lucky he is. He's lucky that Ryan was hesitant. And I'm sure that knockdown played a factor. But from the jump, Ryan was just hesitant looking for that one punch. I'm not trying to discredit Rolly. He's a good fighter. Goofy fighter. And I'm glad he won that belt. But I really think that Ryan could actually beat him in the rematch. We see it all the time where fighters, they get the wins against the big stars, and they shouldn't have. And in the rematch, the stars completely destroy them. They don't have that. They're not built like that. But, you know, Rolly had a really good night and Ryan had a really bad night. That's what happens. That's why I think Ryan could beat Rolly in the rematch. Outside of Rolly, of course, you get the Haney fight. Of course, there's rumors with Conor Ben. I thought it would be a good fight before the Rolly fight. But now, Ben destroys Ryan Garcia. So I don't know. I mean, Haney and Garcia, first times fighting above new weight classes. Garcia at 147. Haney was like a catchweight, but basically 147. I don't know. That ring rust really affected both of them. It shouldn't be affecting both of them. Old school fighters, 1 year, there was nothing. Before 2020, guys taking out 1 year was nothing, right? We saw Tyson Fury come back after 3 years, and we saw what he did, right? That ring rust, man, it's a year, I get it. That's stuff that I feel like you could pick up in that 4th or 5th round in your first fight back. Not your fourth or fifth fight. So I hope we don't see that. I hope with Haney, even though I don't like him as a person, I hope we see him confident in his next fight, whoever it's against. Same thing with Ryan Garcia. I think he should rematch Rolly. Forget all the other hypothetical matches. Rematch Rolly. I think he beat Rolly. Let me know down in the comments what you thought of the fight. Let me know what you think of Ryan Garcia. What should he do next? Make sure to subscribe for the best boxing content on YouTube. I'm out, guys. Peace.